Welcome to another. Anyways, sometimes it feels weird like I'm talking to myself on these videos. I have to just start out and pray that God speaks through me, His Holy Spirit speaks through me, that I know that I can't do anything without Him. And Lord, I know that if you're not in this room, then I'm wasting my time. Preach, preacher. Jesus, what was Jesus like? And I just wanted to reiterate everything I said in the last video in case you didn't see it, that we're here to learn together. I'm learning every single day, and I hope that you're here because you want to learn some stuff too. So I don't want to talk about anything else except what was Jesus like. And so the two characteristics I'm going to talk about today are compassion and kindness. Jesus was compassionate. Jesus was kind. Now, there's so many instances in his life when we see his compassion and we see his kindness. For instance, Matthew 14:13 through 14, it says he had compassion on them. And then there's a story in Matthew 20 with the two blind men where it says Jesus had compassion on them and he healed them and then they had sight. There's also the story which I want to talk about today, which is Mark 6:34. It begins. It says, I got my kids' Bible so y'all can see. Kids, you feel me? You ain't never too old to have a kid's Bible. Mark 6:34. It's just the easiest for me to read and understand, you know? When Jesus came ashore, he saw a large crowd. He felt deep concern for them. They were like sheep without a shepherd, so he began teaching them many things. Now, in other translations, it says he has compassion on them, and that's why he began teaching them. Now, on to 35. By that time, it was late in the day. His disciples came to him. There's nothing here. The disciples are over here arguing with Jesus because Jesus is like, you need to feed these people. You need to help these people. Give them something to eat. And the disciples are like, that is too much money. Should we go and spend that much on bread? Are we supposed to feed them? And they're like all over here tripping. They think about Jesus' own disciples were arguing with him, not doing what he said. We ain't no better. Jesus, and this is the whole story of the loaves and fish. In 38, Jesus says, how many loaves do you have? Go and see. And then the disciples found out, and they said, we have 5 loaves and 2 fish. Then, in 39, Jesus directed them to have all the people sit down in groups on green grass. So they sat down in groups of hundreds and 50s. Jesus took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. He looked up to heaven and gave thanks. He broke the loaves into pieces. Then he gave them to his disciples to set. It says all those people ate and they were satisfied. And they even picked up like extra 12 baskets. And the number of men who had eaten is 5,000. So over 5,000 people ate out of 5 loaves and 2 fish because of Jesus' compassion and his kindness. You know, he was thinking about those people. They were lost without a shepherd, so he began to teach them. And then he saw that they were needing food, so he gave them food. And so that's just one of many stories. And there is a small difference between compassion and kindness. Compassion is the ability to feel for someone else. So Jesus felt those people's pain. He feels our pain. He feels the pain when he sees it. That's why he healed the blind man. That's why he rose that boy from the dead. There's also Ephesians 4:32, 1 Peter 3:8. Let's actually go read 1 Peter 3:8. So in 1 Peter 3:8, it says, finally, I want all of you to live together in peace. Be understanding. Love one another like members of the same family. Be kind and tender. Don't be proud. We know the Trinity, God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit. So along with what was Jesus like, this shows us what is God like. So we want to live like Jesus, and we know God is like this. So Jesus was compassionate and loving towards all these people. We know that God is compassionate and loving towards us. And then the third one, what is the Holy Spirit like? So I'd like to take that as, what should we be like? And that's why, again, in 1 Peter 3:8, it says for us to love one another, to be kind and tender, for us to be kind, for us to be compassionate. Let the Holy Spirit live through us. You feel me? Galatians 6:2 even says to carry each other's burdens. And so that's us truly being compassionate, like taking on the pain of other people. Not to do that all the time, every day, but it's just like That's what Jesus was like, and that's what God's calling us to be like. Jesus was kind and he was compassionate. And a lot of times I hear people say, I like Jesus the person, I just don't like Christianity as a whole, which is totally understandable. And that's why we're talking about what is Jesus like, to show what can we be like. And if we call ourselves Christians, that means little Christs. How can we be more like Jesus to be a better Christian, which is just a follower of him? You feel me? Leave a comment if y'all have any other favorite stories about Jesus and his compassion and his kindness. Leave comments, go talk through there, you feel me? Also, I have a little Bible study, little book. It's pretty much talking about the cost of being a disciple, so how we can be a better disciple. So if you want me to do that after this whole Jesus character, what was Jesus like series, which we still got a whole bunch left, because I got a whole list of what he was like, and I only did 2, but we got those 2. Yeah, just leave a comment, Alrighty, catch y'all next time, and I hope your day and the rest of your week is heavenly.